What's going on, guys? Shane here. You ever get dry erase markers all over your knuckles? Today we're talking about if you have scabbed, chafed knuckles from hitting the heavy bag. This often happens when we hit a canvas heavy bag bare knuckle, or if we hit the bag incorrectly and graze against it. So we're going to talk about how you can avoid that when hitting a heavy bag, but also how you can heal the scabs on your knuckles so you can get back to training sooner. If this is a problem that you've had and you feel like I'm talking directly to you and you haven't subscribed already, you gotta subscribe. Hit that subscribe button down below to get the fight tips before your opponent does. Once you do that, then we can watch the rest of the video. Look it. Okay, cool. Let's go. Alright guys, if you have chafed, cut, scabbed knuckles when hitting the heavy bag, my first question for you is, are you wearing gloves? Are you wearing wraps? Because if you're just training for even self-defense purposes, I still recommend that you wear your wraps, you wear your gloves when hitting the heavy bag. These are your money makers, right? And if you scab up the knuckles every single time that you hit the heavy bag or any type of impact, it's probably going to crack right back open. It's going to prolong the healing process. It's a nuisance. It's a pain in the butt. So, like I said, protect your money makers, invest in a pair of wraps, invest in a pair of gloves. Make sure that you're wearing your wraps when you wear your gloves too. If you want to build up to the point where you're just hitting the heavy bag bare knuckle, I still recommend starting with gloves. Get used to building up the forearms, strong wrists, strong knuckles. Then you can watch my video. We did one on knuckle conditioning because I do believe it's a very specific way that you have to do it safely and effectively without injuring yourself, okay? What you can do is wear wraps or wear gloves, gardening gloves or biking gloves. It's a good way to protect the skin on your knuckles, but still feel the knuckles dig into the heavy bag. The other thing to keep in mind too is what kind of heavy bag are you hitting? If you're hitting a canvas heavy bag, it's a lot rougher and it's a lot more unforgiving on the knuckles. This is a synthetic leather. You can also hit a leather heavy bag, and that's going to be, like I said, a lot more forgiving. It's going to be a lot smoother. The other thing is though is how are you hitting it? Because we just did a video on saying that if the heavy bag spins when you hit it, you're probably hitting it wrong because you're sliding, you're grazing against it. And when I throw, let's say, a left hook, I don't want to slide against it with my knuckles, right? Even just doing that, I can feel it tearing against the skin. You want to have a nice connection, a good impact when you hit it, and it has to come right back. Even your follow through, it can't be this and then sliding and grazing through. That's not good on the bag for your knuckles, and it's not good in a fight either. You want to hit A to B and pull it right back B to A. So you can get away with it. You can get away with hitting these bags bare knuckle, but just make sure you're hitting it correctly. Now, if you got these cuts on your hands and you have to hit the heavy bag, there's just no ifs, ands, and buts about it. The quickest way to heal it was a tip that I got from my mom from back in the day. Very cold winters in Philadelphia, I would always get cracked hands. And what she would do is just cover my entire hand with Vaseline, and then she would put a winter glove, just like a wool glove on when I went to sleep. And when I woke up the next day, it was almost completely perfect. The scabs just sort of fell off. So that's something that you can use a couple days in a row. Try to resist hitting anything and start working on your shadow boxing. I personally believe that shadow boxing is better than hitting the heavy bag anyway. So give your knuckles a rest. Let the scabs heal up before you go and punch anything else. Alright guys, there you have it. Take care of your body, protect your money makers, and if you have any other tips on healing those knuckles, whether it's like Neosporin or something like that, drop a comment down below. Share it with the rest of the class. But until then, I'm Shane with fight tips for the underdogs.